youtube.com/MayhewMayhem. That's youtube.com/MayhewMayhem.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I am your host. My name is Michael Mayhew, and I am here with my co-hosts.
Ryan Gatt, and I'm here with my main man that has 1,000 dicks around the world.
What's up, everybody? I'm Dale. Along here is a man who uses the first as last name for an intro.
Hi, everyone. It's Greg, and tonight we're joined once again by my brother, Scott.
Hello.
How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing fine, Michael. How about you?
I could complain a lot. I really could.
Isn't that what this podcast is?
According to Ryan, it's stupid. So, is it stupid or is it complaining? No, speaking of this stupid podcast that is nothing but complaining, we are now currently on iTunes. It has already been established by the time this episode will come out. But
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Wait a minute. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Thank you.
We are now on iTunes. All you gotta do is go to the iTunes store, and in your search bar, just type MayhewMayhem, all one word, MayhewMayhem, all one word, and you will find 30 Minutes of Mayhem. Each episode is free. You should go check it out. It will be sweet. I mean, it's the same damn thing you're getting on YouTube, but you could take the show.
To the gym.
Yeah, exactly. You want to go to the gym, and you want to lift free weights while you're looking at yourself in the mirror flexing. You can listen to 30 Minutes of Mayhem while you're doing it.
Yo, I'm going to do that in California.
If you want to masturbate to yourself in a mirror,
I masturbate and listen to it.
you can listen to that while you do it. Like, you can just sit there and just
listen
to some 30 Minutes of Mayhem.
Or you're trying to find a funny
Bust a
show
gut
while
while
driving
you're-
down the road. Take it to go in the car. Listen to it inside the car.
The first topic of this episode is going to be VidCon. So VidCon 2013 is taking place August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We want to go to VidCon 2013. And by we, I mean everyone that is capable of doing it, and it appears that everyone capable of doing it is probably going to be myself, Ryan that's no longer in the call, and Larry and possibly Dale.
Christ.
So we've already started the topic, Ryan. So what do you think about VidCon?
VidCon is going to be great. I mean, it's going to be great for the channel. It's going to be great for this podcast, getting our name out, and I think it's a good investment. I mean, if we want to keep going at this and make it and get better and better and get noticed and get recognized, let's get our name out there. And VidCon would be the perfect way to do it.
VidCon and Playlist Live would be the best two ways that I know of that would be to do it. But the catch with us going to VidCon is we want to get a booth at VidCon. Now, for a 10 by 10 foot booth and 3 passes for the 3 days, I do believe, is for sure currently $1,000. But because it's $1,000, it comes with 3 passes. We're thinking of splitting it between 3 people, which is $334 roughly each.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't include those who would have to fly from the East Coast to the West Coast to go to VidCon, which would be myself, and possibly Freakout 5000 would have to fly from the East Coast to the West Coast on top of the $334. So what we're asking of you listeners would be to donate to help take down the price for us for the $1,000. The way we are asking you to donate is by clicking a link in the description. If you are watching this on YouTube, there will be a link provided to our Indiegogo campaign in which you can watch a video specifically about what we want to do. And if the Indiegogo campaign has already ended by the time you're listening to this, but you still want to help, there will be an email address also in the description of this video in which you can use that email address on PayPal and send us money via PayPal. Every little bit that you could possibly donate, please. It would help us a tremendous amount so that we do not have to pay this out of pocket, and you can help some dreams come true. Dale, what do you think about the whole thing? There's a possibility, possibly, that you might try to come?
Possibly. But, of course, like you know, I will be moving out to the West Coast, but not California. I'll be Washington State. It'd be a good way to get your name out, just like what Ryan says, and it'd be cool. I've never been to something like that before. So I'll be interested in going to that. I know my roommate always goes to the fucking anime conventions, and honestly, that was the first thing that popped up in my mind when you said it. But then until you started describing it, then I was just like, oh, okay, so it's not like one of those. But
Yeah,
so
every little bit is gonna count. That's the whole thing. Every little bit's gonna count because, like I said, if say we make $200, people donate $200, or we generate $200 worth of funding somehow, that's only $800 that we'll have to pay out of pocket. So every
right.
little bit's gonna count, and the lower the amount that we would actually have to pay out of pocket, the
The
better.
better it'll happen.
Yeah. Because say if we get it, say we generate $700 and we got 300 left, that's only $100 that I would have to pay out of pocket, Ryan would have to pay out of pocket, and Freakout would have to pay out of pocket if he's the other person that goes. We get a 10 by 10 booth. We get to advertise the channel. We're going to have like a banner and shit. We're going to have stuff we're going to give away. We're going to give away like business cards, flyers. We're possibly looking into getting merch to promote the channel.
I'm gonna try to do some interviews.
Yeah, we want to try to do a live podcast from VidCon. I'm going to be recording almost everything that I can possibly record on one of my two cameras, if not both of my two cameras, my GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition and my other video camera.
And all lodging is gonna be done by me.
Yeah,
Lodging
well,
and food.
there's going to be a lot of content or product by us going to VidCon. We're going there. If you're a fan of what we're doing, then like you got to help us out here. This is something we really want to do. And Greg, what do you
Yeah,
think
for
about
sure.
the whole thing?
I think that sounds like a good idea. I think, well, I mean, first of all, I'm really looking forward to the like the podcasts you guys are gonna do from VidCon. I know you invited me to, but as I'm planning on taking summer classes this summer to make up for the semester I've missed, really looking forward to the content you guys are gonna be producing from there. I really hope that like it all goes as you plan it to go. I really like the idea of you doing a podcast from the convention you're going to.
That would
And
be
not
cool.
even only that, we'll be having to pay for internet and stuff out of our own pockets as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Though if
Yeah,
we
I
Because the
like
internet's
the
not
I like
included.
Yeah, Ryan was getting at another point that I did fail to mention. We were reading the information on it, and there is free internet for the entire convention center. So it's going to be slow as balls and pretty much more or less non-existent because they're expecting around 12,000 people. And you got to think, out of 12,000 people, at least 12,000 of them are going to be connected to the internet at the same fucking time.
Oh, for sure.
So the internet's more or less going to be like fucking dial up.
And
Like the point is you have to actually talk to the center, blah 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 blah. And I'm guessing if you want your own connection to the internet that is not the free shit, you have to pay extra for it. And as well as electricity, I guess you have to pay extra for electricity at your booth. So we're looking at 3 passes, I'm believe for the 3 days, all 3 days, and a 10 by 10 foot booth where we can do advertising for the channel and hang out with people, host a live podcast, record pretty much every fucking thing we do, not just VidCon related, but we're going to be in California for a couple days. So we're probably going to record a lot of that as well. And then to pay for our internet and our electricity. Transportation's taken care of.
Transportation
Ryan lives about 10 minutes away from where the convention's being held. The goal is to raise at least $1,000. I mean, if we make it to $1,000, I will literally poop in my pants. If you want to see us go to VidCon, and you want to see all the content created, and you want to make a couple people's dreams come true, you can donate in the description below if you were on YouTube. So the whole VidCon segment, you were taking a shit.
Yes.
Fair enough. Speaking of going to VidCon, if you could go anywhere in the entire world, where would you go and why is the next question. And the person I'm going to start this with is going to be Scott. The reason why I'm picking Scott is because he has already been to Europe and shit.
I actually already did go to one of the places that I wanted to go in Europe, which was Finland, and it was a fantastic country. The countryside, at least, I enjoyed because it was something out of this world. I went to this little island in the city of Helsinki, which was called Seresaari in Finnish, and it was the most beautiful island I've ever been to. Just the nature was just fantastic, and halfway through the island, it was starting to get late, and so I had to rush I really didn't get to. Well, I kind of did get to soak in most of the Seurasari. But if I had the money, I'd go back there. I'd go back to Finland and see the rest. Actually, I would like to hear where Greg would like to go.
One place I would really like to go to one day is Tokyo, Japan, because
Yeah.
I mean I've always been interested in Japan and Japanese culture and that, and I think it's there. They have like the largest arcade in the world there, called the Ultracade. It's like
Oh yeah, you
it has
told me
like
about that.
five. It has like 5 or 6 floors, and
Yeah.
they're like
Damn.
No, I
filled
thought it was 5.
with arcade games. And like I'd also like to go to like Akihabara and that, because there are like shit tons of toy stores and that, where I could get like all sorts of like really cool Japanese toys. Because if you've ever seen pictures and shit of like toys they make in Japan, some of that stuff is really really fucking cool. Okay then, I think the next one shall be Dale.
One place I've always wanted to go is Australia.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why for that is
Because toilets flush backwards.
that would be kind of cool. No, I remember growing up and I've always been watching Steve Irwin on the Animal Planet. And that guy was like, I don't know, he was so cool and everything, and I've always wanted to handle all the animals that he does. And I know, Florida has like almost every single animal, but fucking Australia's got like some unique shit that I really want to go see. And I've always
Right.
wanted to see the outback and how it looks. I don't know. I've always wanted to see it, especially Sydney. Always wanted to see Sydney. That fucking building at what was that, like an opera house or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
Sydney
Sydney
Opera House.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see that and just see the harbor and everything right there. And I know the Navy sometimes goes there, but obviously you have to be on a ship, and I'm not on a ship
Yet.
yet. Exactly.
I would
But
like to go to
honestly,
Sydney
I want to say we don't go there no more. But maybe the smaller ones do. I don't know about like aircraft carriers. It's just one of the places I've always wanted to check out, and even Steve Irwin's the Australian Zoo. I really wanted to check that out.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much already have an idea, but you, Mike.
Dale loves to pass it to me, but I normally always pass it to Greg for some reason. So I notice we tend to pick each other in a particular order. I have two places.
And I always get picked last.
It's like a kickball game. Ryan always gets picked last. Anyway, so
Oh.
I have a list of places that I must go before I die. On my bucket list, per se. One thing I do want to do is I want to visit all 50 states in the United States, at least for 24 hours, spend at least 24 hours in each state. That's something I want to do before I die. Because I
That
don't...
sounds like, I was gonna say, that sounds like a really cool idea.
Yeah, I've never met anyone that can say, I've been in all 50 states.
I've
Like,
been in at least 20 of them.
well,
Yeah, I've been in a lot of them.
What I'm saying is, like, I've been in plenty of states, but like just landing in an airport in that state, that's not good enough. That doesn't mean you've been there. Yeah, you were there in an airport, but you didn't even go outside the fucking airport. That doesn't count. You know what I mean? I'd like to
Not
spend
even
it.
most of us are.
Does
Damn it, I
driving through
interrupted you.
count? Well, when I drove, say, from Florida to Massachusetts, I stopped in just about every state. I went to Washington D.C. I stopped there.
Yeah, I mean, like that's different because you're actually driving through the states and seeing shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Great.
that's what I did when I drove cross country. I drove through. I've never really flown anywhere. If I have, it's for the Navy, and I was there for a decent amount of time.
Right, like say I've been to St. Louis, right? St. Louis. Anyways, I was there, but I never went outside the airport. So in my opinion, I technically was never in there. And
You know
never.
what I actually got to do? I got to drive over the Mississippi. That was fun.
I did that too. I did that twice,
I rode across it on a Greyhound bus.
bitch.
But aside from wanting to visit every single state in the United States, there's a couple countries I'd like to go to. Number 1 and 2 on my list in no particular order are Germany and Japan.
I've been to
Germany for sure.
It's a fantastic place. I've been to Munich twice.
So being mostly German, I want to go to Germany and Japan because the cultures in both of them countries are so different from ours. I just want to experience like the different architecture, the different culture, like the whole, it's like more or less a whole different world, but it's got its similar qualities at the same time,
A friend of mine and I did a cross-country tour of Germany, and we stayed in those motels and or hotels, and it's just like the rooms are just completely small.
It was weird in England when I stayed the night in England. I got lost in my hotel room because I couldn't find the light switch. I couldn't find out. You have to. No, it's weird because like you have to use your key as a light switch.
Yeah.
Like there was a thing on the side of the wall. As soon as I walk in, I'm looking around. I mean, it was daylight, so I can see and everything. And I was like looking around. I'm like, where the fuck is a light switch? I'm like, there's not even one for the bathroom. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, this place is fucking weird. I already don't like it. And then I see like the little slide thing for your card on the wall. I'm like, what does this do? I'm like, it looks like, obviously I put my room key in here. So I did, and all the lights come on. I'm like, what? You're the ones for the bathroom. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, every time I did that, the TV would come on too. It's like, welcome whoever.
Yeah.
Ryan, what about you? Where's somewhere you want to go in the world and why?
My number one place to go is Dubai. I want to skydive Dubai.
Somebody's been watching
skydiving. Dubai would be amazing. To look at all the islands that they built out of sand there and everything.
Right. There was a company in Ireland who actually wanted to, because they said we can't let anyone else buy the island of Ireland. Like, you know how Dubai has the whole world as islands. This Irish company was like, we have to buy the Ireland island. No one else can buy it, and so they did.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
But
cool.
yeah, I want to skydive Dubai. That would be amazing. That'd be an awesome trip. But I also want to go to Japan. I definitely want to go to Japan. Oh, God!
I just can't wait to see.
Ryan wants to go to Japan because he wants to be able to buy panties out of a vending machine.
Yeah, I seen a picture in Japan and it said Peros.
And the fact that you can do just about anything and not get arrested for it. They don't care.
Oh, I beg to differ.
They'll kill you dead over there.
Heard over there, Navy stories and whatnot. Fucking everybody's getting arrested and shit.
Everybody getting butt.
Yeah, who was?
I just want to see where I've been. Like I've stayed the night in England. I've stayed the night in Turkey. I've stayed the night in Kuwait and obviously Afghanistan. But I've stopped in
our buddy
Shannon, Ireland.
Yeah,
I've stayed. We stopped in Ireland. Like a good hour and a half. Shannon, Ireland, the airport right there. Then we stopped in.
Was that all for the Navy?
Yeah, that was when I went to Afghanistan. And then
it was all for the.
We stopped in Italy for only like 45 minutes. And I think we stopped in Iraq for like a good just like 20 minutes, and that was it. That's where I've been.
I've never been outside of the U.S. unfortunately.
I want to get a straight flight to Iraq. That'd be fun.
A straight flight?
Yeah, I want to go right to Iraq. I want to land in Iraqi airport, get out, and be like, ha, I made it.
And then that's it. That's all he wants from it.
Then he gets sniped out.
I want to go there and build. I want to go there and build a 5-star golf course.
Well, in this next segment, we like to call Ryan from the headlines.
Okay, there's a story going out that scientists can now clone extinct animals, which a lot of these animals I don't think should be cloned just for the fact of they had their time to live and they should not be back because they didn't survive. They don't know how to survive in our society of today. They'd go fucking nuts.
They don't know how to survive in our society today. They don't know what minimum wage is like.
They don't know what the fucking iPhone is.
Not only that,
Like,
but they're
bring back the goddamn dodo bird. You don't know what those birds will do. Get attacked by the goddamn dodo birds and eat our faces off.
You know why they're extinct? Because we ate them.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
It'll happen all over again. We're going to bring them back, and then there's just going to be another substitute for chicken.
Let's bring back goddamn saber-toothed tigers. Oh,
So,
yeah.
okay, so they have DNA, supposedly, of these species, and they want to clone them to bring them back.
Yeah.
That's basically what the story is. And you had a list of what they were looking to bring back. Go ahead and read that list off.
You got the ground sloth, which is a goddamn gigantic sloth. Woolly rhinoceros. Woolly
Rhinoceros.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. Oh my god.
The woolly rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros.
Hippopotamus.
Irish elk.
What about an elk?
The Irish elk.
So it's highly intoxicated all the time. All right.
Or this goddamn fucking thing. Oh yeah, let's bring back the Baja River dolphin. Yeah, We'll just release these goddamn dolphins that might have teeth that'll just eat people in the goddamn dolphin in the goddamn
Dolphins don't eat people.
rivers.
Well, didn't you?
You don't know that? You don't know that. These goddamn things were extinct before we had time to research them.
So you're
Well, why
afraid to
don't
get
we
raped and ate by a river dolphin?
Yeah.
I mean, dolphins do rape people.
They do rape people. They're
Yes.
also very intelligent. But Ryan's
Yes.
afraid not only will he get raped by a dolphin, he will also get ate by a dolphin. So you think it's a bad idea, Ryan, to...
Yeah, that's a bad idea. These fucking things should not be here.
But we can
they
study
didn't survive. Yeah, but why would you want to study them? Fuck that.
Well, I mean, these are extinct species, so we couldn't we don't have the technology to go back in time to study
Yeah,
them in their
but-
natural habitats.
These goddamn things, they're gonna get loose and they're gonna destroy what's already been done.
Ryan's
would
like,
be so
haven't-
much
Here's,
worried
here's
about
the
a.
thing, though.
Ryan's like, haven't you seen Jurassic Park? Motherfuckers get
Well,
loose.
yeah. But here's the other
Oh,
thing.
that's the
that-
thing.
I was gonna say that it's just like if they clone them, their immune systems were adapted to the environment of when they, back then.
Are you basically saying their immune systems were adapted to the time period back then, and cloning them now because their immune system wouldn't be used to our
Be the same.
environment?
Bacteria and all that can have they've done today.
Some goddamn ancient disease that they had back in the day, and we all get diseased with it.
But also, like, the bacteria of today, it's just like over time, like, there's just micro adaptations, micro evolutions within the bacteria. Just over time, do that.
The only animal I could see that they could possibly bring back that do okay is probably the Carolina parakeet. That's the only one. The rest of them can fuck off.
Greg,
But-
Greg, what do you think here?
I think it would be interesting if we were able to bring back ancient, long dead creatures to study them. But I mean, I could understand where Ryan's coming from, like the whole Jurassic Park dealy and that. But I think the average scientist is smarter and better prepared than the ones in Jurassic Park. So seriously doubt something like that would happen.
That was just a fluke. What happened in Jurassic Park? I mean, we have better systems.
We have the technology. We can handle it. I think it'd be pretty fucking sweet to see a saber-toothed tiger in person. Because, like, growing up, and you're being educated when you're younger and shit, they're like, this is a saber-toothed tiger. And you're like, that is like a walrus meets a tiger. Like, that is so unfortunate for that tiger.
I would like to meet the dodo bird. I'd like to make it out of a. I'd make it like a chicken sandwich out of it. I'd like to eat a dodo bird.
I'd like to meet him. Is that what you said? You'd like to
No,
meet him?
eat 'em.
Oh, I thought you said
Meet him and eat him.
I heard meat.
I thought he
I
said
heard
meet
meat
him.
'em.
I thought he said meet him. I mean, he was like, we'd be on the same brain length.
Fuck you.
So what?
It'd be awesome if you're just like chilling there and a fucking giant ass woolly mammoth comes walking by.
No, that wouldn't be awesome at all.
That would be.
No, it would try to kill you. Didn't you say
I
a
don't know that.
mastodon?
Yeah, mastodon.
That
They
is
bring
a
back
woolly mammoth.
mastodons.
No, it's two different things. Mastodon is smaller.
Really?
There's a big,
Yeah.
They have a big sloth. They have this goddamn huge ass sloth thing that's fucking climb trees and it's really huge.
You know how there's a difference between the Asian elephant and the African elephant? How like the
Look
African
up brown
elephant
sloth.
bigger than the Asian
And
or
all
Indian elephant or something like that?
the African
Look up-
elephant bigger than the
Look
Asian
up a picture
elephant,
of a
just like
brown sloth.
penises.
It's like Asian or Indian, but anyways, it's pretty much like that. Like the woolly mammoth is bigger. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool if they could actually do that. But of course, they have to prove it. Because I mean, imagine how much like that would bring back to like zoos and shit, and just like our technology also, just how advanced it is. I mean, even though it may not be an exact thing, hence the name clone. But I mean, it still would be kind of neat to see the advances that we have in technology. But also it would be kind of cool, you only see the saber-tooth tigers in fucking pictures and you don't know what it really looks like till they actually bring it back, and then you're like, oh shit, that's fucking twice the size of a lion.
Right, but where does it stop?
Oh,
It does.
Until
It
they
doesn't.
can-
We'll bring back everything that was once extinct. Even
Yeah.
cavemen.
Dale, how
Even pavement.
pavement? He said cavemen.
Oh.
I heard about it. I thought he said pavement.
I mean, where does it stop? Like, do they start bringing people back?
They eventually will. They're gonna try to
Boom,
Once they
zombie
figure-
apocalypse.
this whole thing and prove everybody's theory and whatnot.
One thing on the list was a caveman.
They're gonna eventually try to do
A
that,
Neanderthal?
and yeah,
Yeah.
so they're gonna
That
keep
sounds like
going
a bad
until
idea.
So, it's a terrible idea. Somebody can.
They'll be like,
This goddamn thing's gonna go nuts.
It's
Well,
cool
they'd be-
for
they'd-
like some of the
they'd be
shit, like a
out there.
dodo bird and saber-tooth tiger, but a caveman, I don't know. That motherfucker's gonna be like, whoa!
they'd be out for vengeance.
Could you imagine?
Ryan's gonna be like,
exhibit of this goddamn thing?
and we're like, oh, look,
I'd be making fun of him.
he'd be making fun of you.
And then right, he would just stop while you're making fun of him, and he'd just like look at us and he'd be like, ooh, 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 oh goddamn, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ryan's gonna be like, crap.
I agree with Dale. It would be cool, you know, like see a saber-tooth tiger and shit in person, but also on the fact of where does it stop? Of like how many do you clone? Do you clone like a male and a female and then breed them? Do you guys believe in ghosts? Let's start it with Greg. What do you think about ghosts? See, I always pick Greg for some reason. Like I don't know why the fuck I
God
do
damn
that.
it.
I literally
I
just
was
pick...
waiting for my name to be called, and then
Personally, I believe in ghosts because, to be honest, there's a lot of shit out there in the world that like is really hard to prove, and ghosts are one of them. I mean, they may exist, they may not. That's why I believe in them, because obviously believing in something doesn't mean you know it. But I mean, I'd like to think that ghosts exist because there's a lot of weird shit that happens in the world that's kind of hard to explain with conventional science and shit. So I mean, I would say I believe in ghosts.
hell no, do I not believe in ghosts? Fuck a ghost. There ain't no such thing as goddamn ghost. All these fucking ghost shows I watch, ooh, we're scared. There's something going crackling inside there. It's a guy, you fucking retard, playing jokes on you.
I hate those shows.
So Ryan, you've never had an experience in which you could not explain, like a quote-unquote paranormal experience in which you couldn't explain why it happened. You've never been in a situation like that?
No, I never. Coming from a guy that lived in a house, the old man had a heart attack on the toilet.
Taking a dump. That's gotta suck. You're taking a dump, next thing you know, try to squeeze one out. And
That's how Elvis went out.
Why would anybody want to stay around here for? It's retarded.
Say someone that's just, you know, out their fucking front door to check their fucking mail, and somebody on the sidewalk just walks up and shoots them in the face. That person's life is just taken from them for no fucking reason at all. Like,
I don't think that. I don't know.
So
I think that their soul goes on and they don't stay around.
maybe they don't understand that they're dead. Maybe they're trapped here on Earth because they don't grasp the concept that they are dead. I, obviously, by my statements to Ryan, I believe in ghosts. But anyways, Dale, what do you think?
honestly, like, yes and no. I guess it depends on the situation, because like, there's some shit to where like you can explain it, be like, oh, it was this and that, or I seen that happen, whatever, you know.
Mhm.
And then there's some shit that you're just like, you know, there's no way to explain it. That's, you know, that's got to be an actual spirit or whatever.
But you can put yourself. 99% of the times that somebody's had that thing, they've been in that mentality of you putting yourself. Your mind can play tricks on you. As far as I'm concerned, if anybody believes there's ghosts because of these goddamn ghost shows, I can disavow that. You know what I mean?
No, I believed in ghosts way before those ghost shows. In fact, I believe in ghosts. I think those ghost shows are full of shit myself. You could go on YouTube and find better ghost videos than the shit that those guys come up with. And the shit you find on YouTube is legitimately scary.
Well, what I'm saying, Greg, I could create ghost evidence for YouTube. I have pretty decent editing skills. I could do that. I mean, like, I have seen some weird shit on YouTube. Like, 99% of the time when I see one of the videos on YouTube, I can tell you how to do the editing. First and foremost, for about the millionth time, I'd like to thank Scott for coming on to another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem.
And thank you, Mike.
And this has been another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem, and I have been your host. My name is Michael Mayhew, and I have been here with my co-hosts.
Ryan Gatt, and I've been joined by the man that has had more dicks than Jenna Jameson.
Dale, and the man who cannot come up with a witty comment,
Greg, and fuck you, Dale.
So as I stated previously, we are now on iTunes. Go check us out on iTunes. Go into your iTunes store and search MayhewMayhem. That's MayhewMayhem. Twitter links will be in the description if you were on YouTube. Thank you for listening to this episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem, and later, fellas.